welcome back to part 5 of the Book One Cozies Club chapter by chapter for Poison Pen, the first book in the Forensic Handwriting Mystery series by Sheila Lowe. I'm Di, and this is my audio-only reading vlog for this book. Today I will be reading chapters 25 through 30 and sharing my thoughts with you along the way. Due to the nature of this reading vlog, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't read these chapters yet, I suggest that you not listen to this recording until you have. If you would prefer to hear my general thoughts on this book in its entirety, keep an eye out for my Book One Cozies Club Series First Impressions video, which will be posted sometime after the reading vlogs for this book have commenced. So how is everybody doing this evening? I am doing okay. I went back to work today, and I didn't have as many emails as I thought I was going to, so that was good. Of course, as soon as I got back, everybody was like, here, do this, here, do that, on top of everything else that I had sitting in my inbox. So the stress level was pretty high today, but I got through it, and tomorrow is a new day, so as long as I keep chipping away at the big boulder that is left in my inbox, I'll be fine. But this is just one of those reasons why I don't typically take my vacation. Vacations are supposed to be to bring down your stress level, which is what the vacation time for me actually did, because I was really feeling my stress for like a month and a half before my vacation, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. So I did really need to take the time off, but a few days before I had to go back in, and even today, my stress level is right back up where it was, so I don't know that anything can be done about that. But such is life. I'm sure everybody feels the same way after coming back from vacation, but yeah, just gotta get through it one day at a time and look forward to the next day I have off. But anyway, I forgot to mention last night when I was wrapping up what I was talking about in regards to last night's chapters, that the very end of chapter 24 was something that was totally expected. Like, I could have guessed that was going to happen from the get-go, so it wasn't surprising at all. Definitely falls into something that regularly happens in cozy mysteries. But like I said last night, I feel like things are starting to ramp up. Things are getting more dangerous for Claudia, so I'm expecting to see more things happening close to her that maybe put her in danger. Obviously, you know, somebody's been in her apartment or house. I'm not quite sure what she lives in, but they've been in her place and rifled around. We're not sure what they're looking for, but yeah, they've already gotten pretty close. And I can only imagine that if they're not able to find what they're looking for, they're going to try to get it out of her. So we'll see what happens in these next chapters. We'll see what kinds of things Claudia and Joel uncover. And I definitely feel like I enjoyed this book the most so far in last night's chapters. So I'm hoping that will continue into tonight's chapters. And so I'm just going to dive into chapter 25, and I'll talk to you in a bit. So I just finished chapter 30. As I had expected, things did get a little hairy for Claudia in these chapters. They're definitely finding out more information as we get closer to the end of the book, which is not surprising, but I'm definitely enjoying it more now than I was before. We do find Claudia doing a little bit of sleuthing on her own, though I'm I'm still hesitant to say that she's sleuthing. Like, for example, when she went to drop off her handwriting analysis, she just happened to notice something on the table and made mention of it, which prompted her to, ask a few questions, which then led her to get somebody else to give her a clue, which they are now looking into. So, I don't know. I mean, it's like soft investigation. She's not an amateur sleuth that I'm used to seeing in my mysteries. I still feel like a majority of what's going on is her following Jovanish to wherever he's going and finding information about that, or stumbling on it being handed to her, that she's not actually doing the investigating. So I'm very hesitant still at this point to say that she's an amateur sleuth. It does make me curious to know if in the next book she gets more active in investigating on her own, that she's not being handed pieces of information, that she's actively going to investigate something. So, yeah, with first books in a series, it's always kind of hard, I think, at least for me. I tend to like to give a series more than one installment, because I feel like that one installment, unless there's things that I'm really not enjoying or it's just not grabbing me, there's always a curiosity about how much growth a character can have, how much a character can change, their investigative style could change, and things like that. Usually in first books in these series, they're just starting to get their feet wet in sleuthing. And so I do think that even though we haven't finished this book yet, I will still be interested to see how Claudia changes in her sleuthing style, if she gets more active as an amateur sleuth, or if she ends up just following Jovanish on his investigations just by coincidence, or having something that she's working on kind of cross over into something Jovanish is working on, or things like that. So yeah, it does make me think about what the next installment has to offer, even at this point of the story. But like I said, I am enjoying it more now than I was at the beginning. Now, that being said, I'm still not enjoying Kelly, and it seems like Claudia is finally letting it get to her that Kelly's making these snide comments about someone who's no longer of this world, and she still can't let it go. Like, she still has to speak ill of the dead, if you will. And even though Claudia hasn't said it to Kelly, you can kind of see, or at least I'm seeing, that she's slightly more frustrated now with how Kelly's acting about it. At least that's how I took her actions while they were talking about it in Claudia's living room. So yeah, I'm still not enjoying Kelly, but I do find what's going on interesting, especially with the house in the desert. That was completely unexpected. But being that what they found there was so recent, it definitely makes me wonder what happened there. So, lots of things to be curious about in these chapters. I don't feel like there's a lot of pages left, but there are definitely 2 more sections. So the chapters we have left must be shorter in the number of pages than previous chapters, just based on how much I can see when I'm holding the book open that we have left to read. So I'm looking forward to seeing maybe if they get any leads on Mexico and the van that Claudia had the incident with, and the person who keeps trying to break into her house. Regarding that, I do wonder if it's the same person who had come earlier when her house was left unlocked, and when they had come at like those wee early morning hours. It doesn't seem like a logical thing for someone to do, especially when you're coming so early in the morning, knowing that someone should be home at that time. Were they intending on bringing harm to Claudia directly then? So, yeah, lots of things to kind of wonder about, maybe look forward to finding out more information on, hopefully in the remaining sections of this book. Let me know your thoughts on these chapters down in the comments below. Don't forget you can come talk to me in our Mystery Madness Goodreads group or on our Discord, whichever one you feel more comfortable chatting with me on. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this book. And that will pretty much do it for me this evening. So I will be back with you tomorrow for chapters 31 through 36. And I hope you're all having a great evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye!